Join me as I dive into the chilling world of cryptids and folklore horror stories that you probably never knew existed. Can I uncover the scariest tales out there? There's something about cryptids and folklore that captivates our imagination, isn't there? These mysterious creatures and eerie legends have been woven into the fabric of cultures around the world, sparking both fascination and terror in equal measure. From mythical beasts to supernatural entities, these stories tap into our deep-seated fears and anxieties, reminding us that there's often more to the world than what we can see and touch. Many of us approach cryptids and folklore with a healthy dose of skepticism. After all, it's easy to dismiss these tales as mere fabrications, the product of overactive imaginations or clever storytelling. But as we delve deeper into these mysterious stories, it's surprising how often the line between fact and fiction becomes blurred. Take, for example, the countless eyewitness accounts of Bigfoot sightings or the eerie parallels between urban legends and real-life events. It's enough to make you wonder if there's more truth to these tales than we care to admit. Of course, the challenge of separating fact from fiction is exactly what makes cryptids and folklore so intriguing. We're drawn to the unknown, the unexplained, and the inexplicable. It's what drives us to explore the darkest recesses of our collective psyche, seeking answers to questions that may not even have answers. And yet, despite the uncertainty, we're compelled to keep searching, to keep digging, and to keep telling these stories that both captivate and terrify us. But what drives us to seek out these terrifying tales in the first place? Is it a morbid curiosity, a desire to confront our deepest fears, or simply a need to connect with something greater than ourselves? Whatever the reason, it's clear that cryptids and folklore tap into a deep well of psychological and emotional complexity, revealing aspects of ourselves that we may not even be aware of. Let's take a journey into the heart of these eerie legends, shall we? From the skin-crawling terror of the slit-mouthed woman to the unsettling allure of the Mothman, each tale is a window into a world that's both familiar and foreign, comforting and disturbing. Take, for instance, the legend of the Rake, a humanoid figure with a long curved beak said to stalk its victims through the forests of Europe. Is it a mere myth, a metaphor for our deepest fears, or something more? The truth, as always, lies in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered. The more I delve into these stories, the more I realize that they're not just mere entertainment. They're a reflection of our collective psyche, a manifestation of our darkest fears and anxieties. The Zyp-Totek, a creature said to flay its victims alive, is a testament to our primal fear of violence and death. The Bunny Man, a figure said to wield an axe and wear a bunny suit, speaks to our deep-seated fear of the unknown, the unknowable. And then, of course, there's the legend of La Llorona, the weeping woman, said to haunt rivers and lakes searching for her drowned children, a story that taps into our deepest fears of loss and grief. But of all the tales I've come across, there's one that stands out as particularly chilling, a story that captures the essence of horror associated with these legends. It's the tale of the Kuchisake Onna, the slit-mouthed woman, a figure from Japanese folklore said to haunt the streets, asking unsuspecting victims if they think she's beautiful. If they say yes, she removes her mask, revealing a grotesque, slit-like mouth, and kills them on the spot. If they say no, she kills them anyway. It's a story that's both terrifying and fascinating, a testament to the power of folklore to capture our deepest fears and anxieties. As we conclude this journey into the world of cryptids and folklore horror stories, it's clear that these tales have left an indelible mark on our collective imagination. They remind us that the unknown is always lurking, just beneath the surface, waiting to pounce, and that our darkest fears are often the most captivating of all. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the heart of horror. If you've got a terrifying tale or encounter you'd like to share, leave it in the comments below. And if you're hungry for more chilling stories, be sure to check out our next video, where we'll delve into even more cryptids and folklore horror stories that will leave you sleeping with the lights on.
Welcome to Haunted Northwest. Today, we're diving into Portland's most haunted locations, uncovering chilling tales of ghosts, tragedy, and mystery. From eerie theaters to haunted waterfalls, buckle up for a supernatural journey through the Rose City and its surrounding areas. Let's get started. Nestled under the majestic St. John's Bridge is Cathedral Park, a serene spot with a dark past. In 1949, this area became the tragic scene of the abduction and murder of teenager Thelma Taylor. Today, visitors report chilling encounters, including unexplained whispers and the eerie feeling of being watched. Could it be Thelma's spirit, searching for justice? This iconic theater has been entertaining Portlanders since 1926, but some of its guests never left. Staff and patrons have reported a ghostly male figure lingering in the upstairs lobby and the apparition of a woman in vintage attire sitting in the back rows of an upstairs screening room. Next time you're enjoying a film here, you might find yourself in unexpected company. Built in 1911 as the Multnomah County Poor Farm, Edgefield later served as a sanatorium and reform school before becoming a beloved McMenamins property. But its past echoes in eerie ways. Guests have reported disembodied voices, crying, and even full-bodied apparitions roaming the halls. Whether you're here for a drink or an overnight stay, you might just encounter more than you bargained for. According to indigenous legend, Multnomah Falls is haunted by the spirit of a young maiden who sacrificed herself to save her village from a deadly plague. Some say her presence can still be felt in the mist, a reminder of her courage and sorrow. Built in 1913, the North Portland Library is more than a hub for book lovers. Security cameras have repeatedly captured the apparition of an elderly man in a second-floor conference room. Staff members claim he's a regular visitor, albeit from another realm. Once dubbed the Coney Island of the Northwest, Oaks Park has its share of ghost stories. Visitors often report seeing a lone child dressed in vintage clothing only for the figure to vanish before their eyes. Is this playful spirit tied to the park's early days? This historic mansion, built in 1914, was home to publishing magnate Henry Pittick and his wife Georgiana. Though they passed away long ago, many believe their spirits still reside here. Visitors have experienced mysterious footsteps, cold spots, and even the faint scent of roses, Georgiana's favorite flower, lingering in the air. Known for its academic rigor, Reed College also has a spectral scholar. On the third floor of Prexy Hall, students and staff have reported seeing a ghostly figure wandering the halls late at night. Who or what this spirit is remains a mystery. The Roseland Theater is infamous not just for its concerts, but for its dark history. In 1990, Timothy Moreau, a 21-year-old employee, was murdered here. Patrons and staff have reported chilling sensations, unexplained noises, and sightings of a shadowy figure, believed to be Timothy's restless spirit. Portland and its surrounding areas are filled with history, beauty, and spine-chilling stories. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, these haunted spots are worth a visit, if you dare. Let us know in the comments which location you'd explore, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more haunted adventures. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious, and maybe a little cautious.
The Smoky Mountains, a place where nature's beauty and eerie mysteries intertwine. For centuries, this majestic landscape has been the backdrop for tales that chill the spine and baffle the mind. Welcome to the Smoky Mountains mystery. Did you know that over the years, countless hikers have gone missing in the Smoky Mountains under circumstances so strange they've baffled even the experts? From ghostly apparitions to eerie whispers in the woods, this place hides secrets darker than the shadows under its towering trees. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exploring the Smoky Mountains, a destination famous for its stunning beauty and mysterious history. But beneath its natural allure lies a world of spooky secrets and eerie encounters that have haunted visitors for centuries. The Smoky Mountains are steeped in myths and legends. Locals whisper about ghostly figures that wander the trails at night, strange lights seen deep in the forest, and even entire villages that vanished without a trace. Perhaps the most chilling stories are those of people who've gone missing, disappearing into thin air with no explanation. Could it be the dense fog, the treacherous terrain, or something far more sinister? But it's not just modern tales. These mountains have a history. The Cherokee people, who originally inhabited this land, spoke of spirits and supernatural beings that guarded the forests. Could these ancient legends hold a grain of truth? Take for instance the tale of Spearfinger, a terrifying figure from Cherokee lore. With a finger as sharp as a knife, this ghostly being was said to lure children into the woods. And then there's the mysterious ghost lights near Cades Cove. Glowing orbs seen dancing in the night sky, leaving witnesses in awe and terror. More recently, hikers have reported hearing disembodied voices calling their names or feeling an inexplicable chill on warm summer days. One hiker even claimed to see a woman in old-fashioned clothing only for her to vanish before his eyes. These stories aren't just campfire tales, they're first-hand accounts. But perhaps the spookiest story of all is that of a man named Dennis Martin. In 1969, young Dennis disappeared while playing hide-and-seek during a family camping trip in the Smokies. Despite an exhaustive search involving hundreds of people, no trace of him was ever found. Some say it was a tragic accident, while others believe something far more sinister is at play. Could the mountains themselves hold the answers? The Smoky Mountains are more than just a stunning natural wonder. They're a place of mystery, where the past and the supernatural intertwine. From ghostly legends to real-life disappearances, these secrets add an eerie allure to the misty trails and hidden hollows. Thanks for joining me on this spooky adventure. Have you ever experienced something unexplained in the Smoky Mountains, or anywhere else? Drop your story in the comments below, and if you're craving more chilling tales, check out this next video on local legends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more adventures like this one. Stay curious, and maybe a little cautious. Welcome to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, home to breathtaking views, serene nature, and spirits that refuse to rest. Today, we're diving into the haunted history of some of the Smoky Mountains' most chilling spots. So buckle up for a ghostly journey you won't soon forget. Our first stop is the Greenbrier Restaurant, once a charming lodge that opened in 1939. It quickly became infamous, not for its food or hospitality, but for the tragic story of a young woman named Lydia. Lydia lived at the lodge, dreaming of her wedding day. But on that fateful day, she was left at the altar by her fiancé. Heartbroken and humiliated, she returned to the lodge, threw a rope over a rafter, and ended her life, still wearing her wedding dress. But the story doesn't end there. Days later, Lydia's fiancé was found dead, his body mangled as if by a mountain cat, a creature long thought to have disappeared from the area. Locals say it was Lydia's ghost seeking revenge. Visitors have reported eerie sightings, a sad figure on the staircase, strange glimpses of a young woman, or simply the heavy presence of grief. So, if you're craving filet mignon with a side of the supernatural, the Greenbrier is the place for you. Next we head to Roaring Fork Motor Trail, a picturesque road known for its cascading waterfalls, and one of Gatlinburg's most famous ghosts, Lucy. Lucy's story begins in tragedy. Around 1909 she perished in a cabin fire. A year later, a man named Foster claimed to have met her wandering the woods barefoot on a cold winter night. Enchanted by her beauty, he offered her a ride on his horse. But when Foster sought her parents' approval for marriage, they dropped a bombshell. Lucy had died months earlier. To this day, travelers along the Roaring Fork Motor Trail report seeing her apparition, still looking for a ride home. Our final tale takes us to Mystery Mansion, where a sobbing spirit tells a heartbreaking story. Locals speak of a 7-year-old girl who tragically fell from the balcony into the creek below. Every year on the anniversary of her death, visitors claim to hear her cries or see her ghostly figure pointing to the spot where her life ended too soon. Her presence is a chilling reminder that some spirits never find peace. From love and loss to revenge and restless spirits, Gatlinburg is filled with tales that will send shivers down your spine. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, these haunted spots are sure to leave an impression. Thanks for joining us on this ghostly adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more chilling tales. Until next time, stay curious, and maybe a little cautious. Outro music fades out as the screen shows. Haunted Tales of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of theme park secrets and ghost stories, today's video is for you. We're diving into some haunted tales from the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. Let's jump right in. Let's kick things off on Main Street. Picture this. The sun is set, the park is closed, and you find yourself working a late shift at the Emporium. Cast members have reported hearing their names whispered from the shadows. You're stocking shelves, humming along to the Disney playlist when suddenly, clear as day, you hear your name. You spin around expecting to see a manager or a fellow cast member, but nothing. Just empty aisles and that lingering feeling of being watched. Custodial staff have reported some truly bizarre encounters, unexplained noises, objects moving on their own, even shadowy figures darting between the clothing racks. Some say it's the spirit of a former employee who loved the Emporium so much they never left. Others blame it on the ghosts of credit cards maxed out on Mickey Mouse ears. One night as I was closing up, I could have sworn I heard children laughing near the toy section. But when I went to check it out, there was nothing, just the echo of something that sounded an awful lot like ghostly giggles. Now let's move on to a place that's a little sweeter, the Candy Palace. It's not just a sugar rush waiting to happen, it's also a hotbed for paranormal activity. Specifically the basement. Imagine this. You're down in the depths of the Candy Palace, surrounded by giant lollipops and mountains of fudge, when you hear something. A creak, a thud, the distinct sound of a box of caramel apples hitting the floor. Now, you might think it's just the building settling, right? But when it happens multiple times and you're the only living soul down there, let's just say it's enough to make you want to swear off candy corn for life. And it's not just the basement. Cast members working upstairs have reported feeling cold spots, even unseen hands tugging at their aprons. Some even say they've seen candy move on its own as if guided by an invisible sweet tooth. One cast member told me she was restocking the Mickey Mouse-shaped lollipops when she felt a tap on her shoulder. She turned around, expecting to see a coworker, but there was no one there. And yet, right before her eyes, one of the lollipops slowly rotated on its stick, as if turned by an unseen hand. Whatever it is, it's enough to make you think twice before sneaking that extra piece of fudge. Now, we're leaving the park itself and heading over to the Disneyland Hotel. You'd think a place known for its elegance and charm would be safe from spooky shenanigans, wouldn't you? Well, think again. There's one particular cast member bathroom in this grand old hotel that's gained quite the reputation. We're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill haunted bathroom here. Oh no, this one's got it all. Flickering lights, disembodied voices, and wait for it, a shadow man who chases people out. Cast members have reported seeing a tall, shadowy figure lurking in the corners of their eyes, only to turn and find nothing. But the feeling of dread, of being watched, lingers long after the lights stop flickering. Some brave souls have tried to capture evidence of this elusive entity. They've set up cameras, recorded EVPs, even tried to communicate with it using spirit boxes. But so far, the Shadow Man has remained elusive, content with his reign of terror over this unassuming bathroom. For our final stop on this haunted tour of Disneyland, we're heading back into the park itself. Now, we've all heard the stories about Walt Disney's love for his park, right? How he'd walk down Main Street greeting guests and making sure everything was perfect. Well, some say that even in death, Walt never truly left his beloved Disneyland. And the evidence? The faint scent of cigar smoke that permeates the air near the entry poster tunnel closest to City Hall. Now, for those of you who don't know, smoking has been banned at Disneyland for years. So where could this mysterious cigar smoke be coming from? Some believe it's the spirit of Walt himself, making his rounds and ensuring that his vision for the park is still being upheld. Is it real? Is it just wishful thinking? Or maybe, just maybe, it's the wind carrying the scent of freedom from a nearby smoking area? Look, I don't have the answers, but there's a certain poetic justice to the idea of Walt's spirit lingering in the place he loved most. And there you have it, some of the spookiest stories from Disneyland. Whether you believe in ghosts or think these are just urban legends, it's fascinating to think about the stories hiding behind the magic. If you've ever had a spooky encounter at Disneyland, I'd love to hear about it. Drop your stories in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more magical content. Until next time, stay spooky, everyone.